Say hi, Phil. Hi, Phil. Anyway, me and Phil today are going to talk to you about conclusions, which are a very, very important part of wrapping up any science experiment, especially one that you designed yourself. Now, you may know and can remember back and think and picture the poster that I have in my room. The poster that I have up in my room that looks like this explains that there are 3 parts to a conclusion, and this is review for a lot of you. And so I'm going to go through the 3 parts and then show you how this can all look together in a larger conclusion, because I will tell you that whenever you are writing a conclusion to wrap up an experiment, there is a lot of points wrapped up in it, and this is really where you explain what you learned in this project. And you want to make sure that you do a good job with it, because you don't want to have spent all of this time and not accurately be able to explain yourself. So in this video, we're going to learn about the 3 parts of the conclusion. So let's dive in and check it out. So let's start with our building block. Our building block is our claim. Okay, this is my block. You are going to build everything else on top of this claim in your conclusion. Your claim is one simple sentence. One sentence, that's it. And even though it is simple, it packs a lot of weight because everything else that you are going to write will build on that one idea. And so we want to make sure that we include and that your claim is a fact that you have learned in your experiment. And when we take that fact, we want to make sure that we relate it back to our 2 variables, our independent and our dependent variable. We want to make sure that we have explained how what we have changed impacted what we measured. And that's it. In one sentence, you're going to explain how you changed something in your experiment and how it created a different result that you measured. It is a fact. It is not opinion. There is no I. There is no I saw. It is a statement of fact. Let's take a look and see how this can look in an actual conclusion. All right, we've got claim down. That's our building block. Going off of claim, we are going to add on our evidence section. That's part 2, evidence. Our evidence section is all about data. Now, do you remember how I said that there are no opinions in your claim? No I's, no I saws, nothing like that? That's going to carry over into our evidence section as well. Evidence is just data, no opinions. This is where we are going to take and present information from our data tables about how this backs up that statement that we wrote in our claim. Now, it is really important that we are specific with the data that we present, and I'm going to show an example of that here in a second. But we also want to make sure that we don't give every piece of data that we collected, especially if we collected a whole bunch. Now, if you did a simpler experiment, you might have to present everything. But if you collected multiple things, you want to make sure that you keep it relevant to what relates back to our building block. Let's take a look together as an example as to how we can build in our evidence section what looks like too much data, just the right amount of data, and the most important thing to remember when you are putting in your evidence section. Our last part of the video is going to talk about part 3 of conclusions, which is your explanation section. Remember how our claim and our evidence are no opinion zones? This is where you get to put in your opinion. But it is really critical that you remember and that you think that this explanation part, this is for science class. And the biggest problem that students have when writing their explanation section is that they forget the science. So, to get the highest level of points and to continue to build off in our explanation section, we need to work in the science. We need to work in vocabulary words. we need to reference an actual scientist who has done work about this to help you understand it. This is where we're going to draw from our background research that we've done about this project. This is where we're going to pull from theories and science laws and science facts to help make connections to explain what we saw in our claim and our evidence section. It is a really difficult part to write. It is the hardest thing that students struggle with, but you can do it. Go back to the notes that you've taken to help prepare you for this project and look for the science. Look for the vocabulary words and include those words in your writing. Let's take a look at an example that will explain it a little bit more in depth. That's going to wrap it up for conclusions. Remember the 3 parts: claim, evidence, and explanation, and apply them using the examples I gave in the video. So good luck. Remember also that this is formal writing, that everything needs to be in sentences, and that you would be a great idea, again, to have someone read through your conclusion to make sure that it makes sense. Good luck with writing your conclusions, and don't forget to ask for help if you need it.